Okay, we're going to be doing some brakes on a Chevy Cavalier here. When we hit the brakes, it actually feels like it's got that oscillating feeling. So probably just going to replace both rotors and the brake pads today. I don't know how long these have been on here. I think they've been replaced a few years ago, but due to some recent events, this one actually was in a bit of an incident with some snow and a curb, so I'm thinking it may have been attributed to that part. So we'll get started here. So what you're going to do is, first off, let me get this off of here. There is, right here on the back, I don't know if you can see that, there's two bolts. There's one right up here, right down here in the bottom, and one right here. You're going to take a 3/8 Allen wrench. Now I've already got these knocked loose, and just loosen these up. This will take the caliper off, get it pretty much off the rotor, so you can remove those brake pads. So let me go ahead and put this back up in here, so you can see where I'm pointing here. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and just remove these. This part's going to be a little tedious. I wish I had one that's on a 3-inch drive ratchet. That would go much quicker. To the brake shoe. Okay, this one's coming out too. There we go. Okay, this should be able to just move this out. There we go. Okay, here's your caliper. Here's the second one. Go ahead and just very carefully type that out. That didn't work. It would also be a good idea to have some sort of piece of metal to hang this up, so at least you can attempt to do any work without risk of breaking it. This one's not going to work today. There we go, got the second one out. Now, on this particular one, both of the bolts are the same, so you don't have to mess around with possibly getting them mixed up. Sometimes there's a bigger one on the top, a smaller one on the bottom. Just depends on your make and model of your vehicle. So we're also going to clean these up because, as you can see, these things got a lot of crap on them, especially that one here. That'll help them come out in the future if you have to do another brake job. So after getting all that off, first, if yours is loose, you can remove the rotor and replace it with a new one. Put that up to the side. So the first one, this outer one, is kind of clipped in by these two clips, but all you have to do is pop it right out. Either that, or you need a little bit of help folding those up a bit as you're pushing it out. Yeah, there we go. There it goes. There's the first one. Yeah, just pop that off. Oh wow. He's got some cross bridging on him. That's probably just from taking it off the brake. And then the second one, brake rotor, actually is, let's pull it down and actually get it in the camera, held in by the brake piston itself. It's pushed back. I don't think that's a bad thing, but let's take a look at it. So yeah, there you go. You take the pads off and you're good to go. Putting the new ones on. I'm just actually going to just sit it right there so it doesn't fall. Apparently my try on getting them to stick on there would with a metal wire wasn't working. So here are the new ones. These ones are just some OE semi-metallics. You can go with whatever you want. I would say don't go the cheapest route, because remember, braking is one of the most important things of a car. But take some time, just do some research. I got these ones from O'Reilly's. I went kind of like the middle. Same with the rotor. I actually went with their lifetime warranty ones. You might spend a little bit more, but you're still saving money by doing it yourself. Here is the new rotor we're going to be replacing with. Now, a good thing to do is to clean these before you put them on. So let me find where's my brake cleaner. It's carb cleaner. It's not brake cleaner. There's the brake cleaner. Let me back up just a little bit. Let's go ahead and just clean a lot of this stuff off. You're also going to have a lot of handprints too. There's a thin lining of some type of oil just to keep these things from rusting. So that's a good idea. That's why you want to clean them off really good. Do the same thing to the back. Just set that aside for a second. I'm also going to clean this thing up a little bit. Just get some of that brake pad stuff off some of this stuff. Next thing you're actually going to do is going to want to push that piston back. So get yourself a big caliper, or a big clamp, sorry. A lot of C's today. Big clamp here. And once you get enough, just go ahead and just gently squeeze that piston back into the port here. That'll give you enough room to put those new pads on and the new rotor in. So, here we go. Sort of center it on the thing too, if you can. And just slowly push it back in. Now it's just pushed back in, and go ahead and remove the caliper, or the clamp. The next thing you're going to do is put a little bit of grease right here and right here, and this is going to be the inner pad with the clamp right here. Just go ahead and just stick that the right way, like that, and just stick it, just pop it on there. The second one, stick it down just a second. second. I gotta figure out where it's gonna. We're gonna grease this one. Whoops, too much. It's like a little bit right here, and a little bit right here, and then stick this one. So it decides to hook right up here. Try to pop it back on. This one's pretty much stationary, so don't really have to worry too much about greasing this one. Okay, now next bit of this, stick the new rotor on. There we go. And just give it a quick slap of the brake clean. Just get the rest of that stuff off. And reinsert your brakes. Okay. Fail. Don't want to get grease on there. And let's see if I can push this one. So I gotta get it a little bit further down. There it goes. Perfect. Now it's on there. Next thing to do is, remember me telling you to take those two. Let's go ahead and clean these off now, because we're going to be reinserting. Also clean the threads too. Alright, here's another clean one. Now, let's take a little bit of grease on this one, on these. Just not too much, just right here at the edge. Because what's going to do is when you stick that in there, it's just going to slather it all the way up. So, and get a little bit on the threads too. Go ahead and stick this top one in. Okay, goes the top one. Same with the bottom one here. Just stick it up here. Whoops, that was a lot. Trying to kill me here. There we go. And again, just a little on the. There we go. And put the other one down in the bottom. After that, it's just as simple as tightening the back up. Alright, make sure these things are good and tight. There we go. Brake pads and a new rotor are installed. As is the passenger side, it's going to be the same way for the driver's side. So, rinse and repeat. Okay, we're also going to do a quick thing here of adjusting the rear drum brakes. As you can see, I've got the drums removed. Should be really easy. Just remove the tire, and then if your e-brake is off, I'd assume your e-brake is off, you can just knock it loose and pull it off. So what you're looking for right here is these notches on this little piston. What this is doing here is, one, keeping the brake pads apart, and two, it's part of the system that pushes them apart. But what this is also going to do is keep the length. You can just readjust these when the pads just keep wearing out. As you can see there, these ones are a bit worn. I may replace them eventually, but right now they're still doing all right. So how you adjust it is actually these teeth right here. All you have to do is just push them up. Let's see if I can get it to do it. I'm trying to look through the viewfinder here. And that's all you're looking for, is just to push these out just a little bit. The other way is, I don't know if you can see, there's also an access in the back here. Also do it with the tire on here. So I'm going to go ahead and just put it back, the tire back on. So now you come to the back behind. What you're going to look for is this little access pedal just above the wheel bearing. And you can actually see right inside here, there are the teeth. What you're going to do is you're actually going to push it downwards. So, and what that's going to do is you just press it down, just get a flathead screwdriver and just keep pushing them down. Oops, let's not go that way. Just go one way. You can just hear those clicks. And pretty much just go until you see them. Now mine, I believe, are uneven because they haven't been adjusted in a very long time. So it's probably that main brake pad that's worn down more. So just keep going. I'm actually going to be, seems like I'm going to be adjusting these a lot. I'm just waiting until it starts. Yeah, there we go. Yep, see? That's pretty much what you're looking for. Almost. Gotta keep going. Okay. Keep going. This is very, very lot of adjustment. A lot of adjustment. Use language right. There we go. Almost. Gotta keep going. Okay. There we go. That's what we're looking for. As you can see, I'll come back out here. We're looking for the tire to actually have a little bit of resistance. As you can see, this one has a lot of resistance now. Alright, now, and if you find that you've got too much resistance, just take the tire back off and then just readjust it a few turns back. But yeah, because I've over adjusted it now, and it's making it really hard to move. So usually like 1 or 2 clicks backwards will get you going. But yeah, for right now, that's pretty much how you do brakes and adjust the brake pads in the rear. So hopefully this helps you, and if you have any questions, comments, just go ahead and post them. I'll get to them as soon as I can. Alright, y'all have a good day. And this is what you do if you readjust them too tight. This right here is just the holder, the catch. Just lift that up and then just push it back a few turns. Yeah, that's what I'm saying here. Just push this back and then use a screwdriver to push these back a few turns. Actually, down a few turns, sorry. That'll loosen it up a little bit, yeah, because I overextended mine. But that should help you if you do overextend it. If you go crazy, think, oh no, I broke these. No, it's easy. Just push this out and then push them down. All right. Hopefully that helped you. Alright, so now after you've got the brakes done, last thing to do is to actually go get inside, turn it to the on position, and then just pump the pedal until you cannot get it to move anymore, or at least it's starting to fight back. And basically that just means all the fluid is just rushed back into those calipers. The brake fluid is run back into the calipers, and it is now going to be able to give you brakes. Some people forget this and sometimes can't stop until you press the brake a couple times just to get that fluid moving again. So, yeah. After that, just clean up and put your tires back on. You're good to go.